Greetings, my name is Noora Al Saegh. I'm a school counselor. Today, in our course in legal and ethical issues, CED 614, we are going to present a case study and we're going to discuss the issue. We're going to take an overview of the issue and we're going to navigate the codes, the legal codes, the overview of the case, and what's the best solutions of this case study. Brief overview of the case. A parent of an emotionally disturbed special education child, label given by the school district, walks into the school counselor's office and says, "I want to show you something." The parent places a piece of paper in front of the school counselor with these words highlighted. Chances are, name of the child, will never be successful in school. You notice the piece of paper is a page taken from a psychological report prepared by the outside evaluator. The parent says to the school counselor, "I trust you and would never show this to anyone else in this building. I want you to see it because you are the person who always makes sure my child is given a fair opportunity. Please do not share it with anyone else." Later, during an annual review meeting for special education, the same report as shared previously with the school counselor is passed around the table. This time, however, the words seen previously by the school counselor are marked 14 out and therefore not legible. The principals say it would help if we knew what that says. Should the school counselor tell? In this case, disclosing the information might not be helpful. In fact, this knowledge may make some teachers less motivated to work with the student. Finally, the parent has expressly told you this is not to be revealed. When faced with an ethical dilemma, school counselors and school counseling program directors, supervisors use an ethical decision-making model, such as solutions to ethical problems in schools steps. Delineating boundaries between parental rights, student confidentiality, and teachers' need to know can be difficult. This is stated by Isaac and Stone. Nevertheless, the ethical school counselor might consider the consequences of disclosure on the students. For example, is it helpful to the student for teachers to see the information or this information? Is this information needed to help the student succeed? According to ASCA ethical standard, privacy should be honored to the greatest extent possible while balancing other competing interests. For example, best interest of the student's safety, of others, parental rights, and adhering to laws, policies, and ethical standards parenting to confidentiality and disclosures in the school setting. The ASCA ethical standard for school counselors, based on 2004, delineates several ethical codes related to this case. So we took some examples from the ASCA ethical standards to compare it with this case study. A2A, promote awareness of school counselors, ethical standards, and legal mandates regarding confidentiality and the appropriate rationales and procedures for the disclosure of student data and information to school staff. A10D stated, recognize that sole positions, records, and case notes can be subpoenaed unless there is a specific states for privileged communication, expressly protecting student school counselors' communication. B3D, adhere to ethical standards of the profession and other official policy statements such as ASCA position statements and role statements. school board policies and relevant laws. When laws and ethical codes are in conflict, school counselors work to adhere to both as much as possible. The ASCA ethical standard for school counselors continue the last two P's. A6G provides internal and external services providers with accurate, objective, meaningful data necessary to adequately assess, counsel, and assist the student. BIC adhere to local guidelines and ethical practices when assisting parents, guardians, expressing family difficulties, interfering with student welfare. B1G respect the confidentiality of parents, guardians as appropriate and in accordance with the student's best interests. The ACA Code of Ethics states, B7B, counselors do not disclose confidential information that reasonably could lead to the identification of a client or students or other person or organization with whom they have confidential relationship unless they have obtained the prior consent of the person or organization or other disclosure cannot be avoided. They disclose information only to the extent necessary to achieve the purpose of the consultation. We also talked about the FERPA, which is the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, also known as the Buckley Amendment, requires that any personal identifiable information contained in educational records be kept confidential unless consent for disclosure is given by a parent or guardian. School counselors are obligated to maintain the confidentiality of personally identifiable student information. The principal can ask the parent to clarify what is the recommended course of action. In this case study, the principal can ask the parent to clarify the information or request a release from the record from the professional who submitted the original form. In this way, the parent decides who to receive the information rather than the school counselor. Counselors face a wide range of ethically challenging situations on a weekly or daily basis. It is not enough for them to be aware of their value and those of the client practitioners have a wide range of resources to draw on whilst consideration ethical dilemma, including the relevant ethics code, challenges, and decision-making models. I thank you so much for listening, and please contact me if you have any questions through the National University email address. And also, I'm going to provide you with the resources and references that I used to create this presentation. Thank you and have a great day.